Hello everyone, this is Whitebox here with another very special game of Spirit Island. So as we've got a hurricane bearing down on us here in Florida, it seemed appropriate that the first spirit that I play of Horizons of Spirit Island is Sun-Bright Whirlwind. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by reading some lore for this. This is new to me. I haven't really looked through any of its cards or anything, so this is going to be a fresh game. I am going to be playing with only Horizons of Spirit Island content. Seems appropriate for kind of testing out these new spirits, so there won't be any Jagged Earth stuff, won't be any Branch and Claw stuff. It'll be a little bit weird for me with no events or no Blight cards, but it's something different, and it'll give me a way to see how each spirit rolls. Now, I will be playing the equivalent of Prussia 3, so still doing escalations, and I've got the deck set up for that. The only change, I guess, I can go ahead and set up the extra town just to fully complete the Brandenburg Prussia 3 experience. So I've got my extra town there. So let's go ahead and get started. So Sun-Bright Whirlwind. Sun-Bright Whirlwind is a spirit of sun-warmed and gusting air. It spins leaves and dust into miniature cyclones, playfully snatches at small unsecured objects, and sometimes, when joyful or upset or full of the vigor of nature, howls across the island, bending trees and abrading the landscape with pebbles, twigs, shells, and the occasional bird nest. Some Dahan take its appearance as a good sign for travel, and others have tried asking it to help bring messages to those far away, with mixed success, as it tends to lightly prank the recipients by mixing the message's words all about. So my setup here, I'm going to put 3 presents on my starting board, 1 in the highest numbered sands, and I'm going to be playing board G for this, which is one of the new boards, so 1 in the highest numbered sands, and 2 in the lowest numbered mountain. So that'll be right here. I start with 4 unique cards and 0 energy. It's nice that they give you reminders about that. Whenever I teach new players, they always ask whether they start with any energy. I always say no. Playstyle, incredibly good at handling explorers, cleaning newly explored lands of invaders so they don't build there. Not nearly so good at dealing with towns and cities. Can focus on energy and largely forgo its innate power, focus on plays to aim for mid to high innate thresholds, or strike a more balanced path. Adds at most 1 presence per turn, so there won't be time to do it all. It's mostly a control spirit. So let's go ahead and get this set up. And then I can get going. And I feel like this should be a nice quick game without using events. That would usually slow it down, so we'll see how that goes. But I'll do my initial explore here. It's going to be mountains. Throw an explorer into each mountain. Oh, that's a ×3, so I'll have to get used to that. These pieces are very different. I feel like they take up a lot of space in these lands, just having the flat pieces rather than anything else, but, you know, that's okay. So, they're going to build in mountains, so they'll build a town here and a city here. I can probably let the city here go, not really a big deal. We'll see what I want to do. So for growth options, actually, let me get some sort of marker. And I've got a teal marker here to use for picking my growth options, so that'll be good. So, let's see what I want to choose. So my growth options are reclaim cards, gain 1 power card and gain 1 energy. Or I can add a presence and gain 4 energy. Or I can add a presence at a range of 4 and gain a power card. So I want to do my first game playing this spirit more with its innate stuff, because I think that'll be fun. So I think I want to gain 4 energy and use some of my innate powers. So scatter to the wind. Okay. So I can get at most 1 presence per turn. Let's go ahead and go from bottom. Do I need sacred sites? I kind of do. It'll be nice to have a sacred site there in the center of the map. I'm also going to gain 4 energy from that, and I get 1 energy just from presence. And then, let me just dump those out. And then I will also have 2 card plays this turn. So my options are Tempest of Leaves and Branches. Choose up to 5 different invaders in target land. I can do 1 damage to each of them. Gift of the Sunlit Air. Target spirit puts +1 range with all their powers. Gift of Windswept Steps. Target spirit may make 1 power which says push or gather fast for this turn. Okay, that's cool. And then Scatter to the Winds. Choose up to 5 explorers, towns, Dahan. Push them to as many different lands as possible. Okay. And then I have Violent Storms, which is my innate. I can push up to 1 explorer. Which is a slow power. Okay. So I probably want to do Scatter to the Winds. And the Gift of Windsped Steps, I think. I don't really want them to build a city inland, so that's kind of my goal here, is to stop that. So let's do the Gift of Windsped Steps and Scatter to the Winds. And then those, I'll put my card plays, let's see, over here, I think is a good spot. Okay. And then I go into fast powers. So I have Gift of the Windsped Steps. I can do target spirit may make 1 power that says push or gather fast for this turn. If I target another spirit, they gain 1 energy. And then Scatter to the Winds is choose up to 5 explorers, towns, Dahan. Push them to as many different lands as possible. So I think I want to get rid of... I mean, I could just let this blight. It's probably not a big deal, but it would be nice to kind of keep them from building a city there. It's hard to say which is better. I can probably let it go. I don't have any presence there. There are no Dahan there. There's no blight there. I'll deal with that land later. So instead, I'll go ahead and target this land with Gift of Windsped Steps. So I push these guys to as many different lands as possible. Let's just push this guy in there, push the Dahan in there, and I'll push this Dahan over here as well. Okay, so those are my fast powers. Now I go to the invader phase. So they're going to build a city over in land number 8. No build there. Then they're going to explore in wetlands. That's good. I think I'm okay with that. Okay. Then I have slow powers, so I have Violent Windstorms, because I have 1 sun and 2 air. So I'm going to push this guy out of there, and I'll just stack up into land number 2. So I'm probably going to let that go anyway. Alright, so that was my slow power. Then I go back to growth. I'm going to discard these. Make a discard pile over here in the corner. And I'm back to growth. And I have a bunch of energy. I gained 4. So I think I'll gain a power card. I could gain a major. That would be alright. But let's see. I'm going to add a presence first. Do I want from bottom or from top? Let's go bottom track build. Then I can focus more on my innates and stuff. So I'll go here. Let's go into this land. Do I have any 0 range powers? Doesn't look like it. Actually, let me gain the power card first, so I know where I need to go. So I'm going to get a minor power. My choices are Rouse the Trees and Stones, Reach and Grasp, Rain of Blood, and Quicken the Earth's Struggles. Okay. So Rain of Blood's okay, get some fear. None of these really have fantastic elements for me, except Reach and Grasp, but I don't need the extra range, I don't think. So I think Rain of Blood is probably the play, because it gets a good amount of fear. So yeah, I'm going to take Rain of Blood. And I'll do my discard up here. Okay, I get 1 energy for presence, and I can play the other 4 cards that I have. Or the other 2 cards that I have. Split this up. Oh, again, I'll put them over here. Makes more sense. Okay. Cool, so I'm ready to go to my fast powers. So with my fast powers here, I have Tempest of Leaves and Branches. I've got Gift of the Sunlit Air as well. So Gift of the Sunlit Air, target spirit gets +1 range with all of their powers, so I have +1 range here, which is nice. And I'll do Tempest of Leaves and Branches. I can do 1 damage to each invader here in land number 2. So that'll kill all 3 of those explorers. And damage that city. And there's this nice new damaged icon for the cities if you flip them over. And then that's it. So I go to the invader phase. So they're going to Ravage. I will get a Blight here in land number 8. Land number 1 was empty though. They're going to build a town over in land number 2. And then they're going to explore in sands and mountains next to Brandenburg, Prussia. So our sands and mountains are probably okay. Except for that mountain that just blighted. That's a little dangerous, but we'll see what happens with that. Okay, and that's their explore. And now I go into the slow power phase. So my slow powers here, I've got Rain of Blood. I'll go ahead and target, it doesn't matter, because there are 2 lands with 2 towns and cities. So I'll just target this one. It does 3 fear. So 2 fear, and then an extra fear because it had 2 towns and cities. And then I've got Violent Windstorms. So I've got the 2nd level, 2 sun and 3 air. So I can do 1 fear and push up to 2 explorers or towns. So let's... and I can also push up to 1 explorer. Okay. Yeah, lots of pushing. So let's do that 1 fear here. Which gets me a fear card. And where do I want to push those? I can probably stop a city being built. I'll push this one. I have an extra range, so I can actually hit this. And I'll push those guys into land number 2. It's going to Ravage anyway. I can't really stop that. So I can keep them from building a city in the coast. And that's my turn. So I'll discard those cards and go back to growth. And with my growth, I'm going to reclaim. So I get an energy. I gain a power card. I'm going to gain another minor. My choices this time are Lure of the Unknown, Nature's Resilience, Purifying Flame, and Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. So Purifying Flame here is probably pretty good. It lets me remove Blight from both lands that currently have Blight, and it's got my elements, so I like that a lot. So I am going to take Purifying Flame. Nature's Resilience, also not too bad. But it's off element, and I'm trying to play the spirit as for its elements and stuff. So I'll take Purifying Flame. I get 1 energy for presence. And now I have 3 card plays. So I think I will play Purifying Flame, so I can get the Blight out of this land before they Ravage again. I will also probably do my gift of the Windsped Steps, so I can get some of these explorers out and stop the builds. And either Scatter to the Winds or Gift of the Sunlit Air. Let's go Scatter to the Winds. So I keep a sun here. Okay, so that's that. Then... Oh wait, I never placed that presence from last time for my last growth. It didn't really matter where I placed it, that's why. I was waiting to see if I had a zero range power, but it was going to go right there. Flaky. Alright. So that is my turn. Let's see. So, I can keep stacking stuff up, I think. Let's go with... so Gift of the Windsped Steps is my only fast power. I may make one of my push or gather powers fast this turn. So I'm going to make Violent Windstorms fast. I have the second level. So that's one fear. And I will push this guy out, and I'll keep stacking up into land number 2. Okay, that's my fast power. I get a fear card. Wary of the Interior. Each player removes one explorer from an inland land. Oh, well. Could have done it from here, but that's alright. I'll remove this guy. And then that's it. So Ravage. So they are going to Ravage here in this wetland. That's fine. That's it. They're going to build in Sands and Mountains. I'll get 2 towns. And then they will explore in coastal lands. So I can actually use that ×3 and save a little bit of space there. The coast is going to be an issue, but I think I can deal with it. Alright, that's their turn, so I go to slow powers. I have Scatter to the Winds, so I'm going to choose up to 5 explorers, towns, whatever. I'm going to use that on this land here. I'll push that town into the interior, and some of those explorers into that coastal land. And then I also have Purifying Flame, which I will target on land number 8 to remove that blight. Okay. That's that turn. Discard cards and go back to growth. And let's see, I've got 3 cards already. Might need more energy. And I think I'll probably wait to get a major. So let's go for the 4 energy. I also get 1 for presence. And I get to add from bottom. I'll do another Sacred Site over here in this land and play my remaining cards. So I've got Rain of Blood, Gift of the Sunlit Air, and Tempest of Leaves and Branches. And then I'll go straight into my fast powers. So with fast powers here, I have Gift of the Sunlit Air, so I have +1 range with all my powers. Then I have Tempest of Leaves and Branches, choose up to 5 different invaders in target land, 1 damage to each of them. I could use that. I don't think I need to... Yeah, so let's do this, because I think it'll be a fun combo. So Tempest of Leaves and Branches is going to go into land number 2. Kills both the explorers, all of the explorers, and damages both towns, as well as the city. Violent Tempest, just like the one that's coming to Florida right now. Alright, and that's that. So next up, I go to the Invader phase. No fear card just yet. So they are going to Ravage. So I'll blight this land. No blight here. They do 1 damage, which will just damage that to Han. And then Han will fight back and kill that Explorer, which works out well. So that's good. then, yeah, that's it, right? Yeah, good. So Ravage. Then they will build in coastal. So they're going to build another city in land number 2, which is dangerous, but I'll see what I can do about it. And that's it. Alright, and then mountains with escalations. They're going to explore into the mountains. And the escalation here is to add a town to a land without a town. That's Brandenburg, Prussia. So I will add a town into I think land number 1. Because I have a plan for that. So land number 1. Okay. So that's that. Yeah. And then I'm going to go to my slow powers. So first of all, Rain of Blood. I'll target this land to do 3 fear. That'll get me another fear card. These are slippery. I'm 1 away from Terra level 2. Then I will use Violent Windstorms. I have 2 sun and 4 air now, so I have the 3rd level. So I can push up to 1 explorer, 1 fear, push up to 2 explorers and a town. And then also, for each explorer pushed by this power, 1 damage to the land that it was pushed to. So I'm going to target land number 1, push the explorer and the town in fear, which gets me 1 fear. And then I do 2 damage there, because I pushed 2 lands, or 2 things into that land. Which will let me either kill 2 towns or a city. I think it's harder for me to deal with cities, so I'm going to destroy that city, which had 1 damage on it. So I get 2 fear for killing that city. So pretty good. Don't quite get the 4 damage, which would have been nice. So I probably will have a cascade this turn, but that's okay, I think. Because I can clean it up if it goes into the sands. Although I'll also need to clean up the blight in here again. So okay, I'm good. Discard cards and go back to growth. So a little slow on fear generation so far, but I think that's something that I can work through. So I'm gonna reclaim, gain 1 energy, and gain a power card. I'm gonna have 6 energy this turn, so I could gain a major, and I think I will. I might do a major next turn as well. So let's do a major. So even though I went bottom track, I can still get majors, which is interesting. So I've got Towns of Lightning, Power Storm, Poisoned Land, and Pillar of Living Flame. So Power Storm is good. It's on element, and repeats for my powers are actually pretty good, and getting the threshold for Power Storm will be nice. So I'm going to take Power Storm. And as far as what I'm going to forget, Rain of Blood is pretty nice. I don't think I need Gift of Sunlit Air, the extra range, although the elements are good. And it's free. But I have a decent amount of energy. I only need 1 fire. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna forget Gift of the Sunlit Air, just because I don't really need the extra range with those powers. Oh, these should be healed as well. Okay, cool. And then I get an extra energy just from presence. And let's play cards. I'm going to play Power Storm, which I just got. That's 3 energy. I'm going to play Purifying Flame. That's 1. And let's see, I could do Rain of Blood. I can't hit the highest level of Violent Windstorms just yet, so Tempest of Leaves and Branches is probably okay, but I won't have the energy. Well, I will have the energy to repeat it, so that's pretty good. let's do this. So I'll do Tempest of Leaves and Branches as well. Okay. So this turn should be pretty good, I think. So first of all, I'm going to use Power Storm on myself, so I gain 3 energy. And I have the threshold for it. I have 2 sun, 2 fire, and 3 air, so I may repeat up to 2 other power cards, so I can repeat both my other power cards by paying their costs. So I'm going to repeat Purifying Flame, and I will repeat Tempest of Leaves and Branches. So for Tempest of Leaves and Branches, I'm going to go ahead and target land number 2. And I can choose up to 5 different invaders in the land and do 1 damage to each of them, and I do that twice. So each invader in this land is going to take 2 damage, and that city has 1 health left. Fortunately, not able to kill it just yet, but I do get 3 fear. So I'll have 2 fear cards this turn, so that could defend the coast. Okay, and that's it for my fast powers, so let's go into fear cards. I have 2. Trade Suffers. So each player may downgrade 1 town in a coastal land. I don't have a town in a coastal land, so that doesn't help me. And then overseas trades seem safer. Defend 6 in all coastal lands. There we go. That's the defense that I needed. And skip all build actions in coastal lands that would add a city. Alright, so that's that. Next up we got the invader phase. So they're going to go ahead and ravage in coastal lands. This one, that should be healed. Nothing there. This one's defended 6, so that's fine. And this one is empty as well. Then they're going to build in mountains. So they will get another city up in that corner. Getting a little crowded over there, but that's alright. And then they'll explore in sands with the escalations. So again, I'll go ahead and add a town to a land without one. And I'll do that into land number 5 because I'm going to push it out of there. Okay. So that's that. Now I go to slow powers. I have Purifying Flame, which I'm repeating. So first, I'm going to use Purifying Flame on land number 2 to do 1 damage per blight. There's 1 health left on this city, which means I get to destroy it. And that gets me 2 fear. Then I'll also use Purifying Flame here on land number 8 to remove that blight. Okay. And then I have Violent Windstorms, so I can push up to 1 Explorer, push up to 2 Explorers and Towns, and 1 Fear. And then I also have the 1 damage in the land it was pushed to per thing that I push. So I will push a Town and an Explorer out of that land. That does 2 damage, so I can kill 1 of those towns. And that gets me an extra Fear. And I think that's it. So I'll discard all of those. Still good on time. So discard all of those. And then go back to growth. Now I have no energy, which is a slight issue, but shouldn't be a big problem. So I can gain 4 energy. I don't really need another power card just yet, so I think I'll be good with that. So I'll gain 4 energy. And I'll add a presence. I want the 4 card plays for next turn, so I will do that. Even though I can't play 4 cards right now, it's setting up for the reclaim, and I'll add that presence over here. Okay, and I get 1 energy for presence, play my 3 cards. Not not going to be a great turn, this one, but it sets up nicely for a next turn, so that's okay. Alright, so I've got fast powers. So let's go. I've got Gift of Windsped Steps. I can make one power which says push or gather fast for this turn. I've only got the first level of Violent Windstorms, so I will use that one. And I will push this Explorer into land number 4. And that's that. My other powers are slow, so I go to a Fear card. They're level 2. Isolation. Each player removes one explorer or town from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. So that's pretty good. I can remove a town, so I will. And I just gotta deal with the cities up here. A little challenging, but I think I can make it work. Okay. Maybe I should leave that guy there, because I'm going to be pushing stuff into land number 6. Yeah, I think I will. Because I want to push more things next turn into land number 8 to kill it. That's safer not to, I think. So I'll still get rid of that guy. Okay. So that was Isolation. Now we go to the Invader phase. They will Ravage again here in land number 8, or land number 8. The other mountain's empty. They will build, but they have no presence in sands, so no builds. And the Spirit does have really good control. I like it. It's like kind of like River, in some sense. And then I go to an Explore in Wetland. River, but seems easier to pivot into majors, I think. 2 there. 1 there. I was hoping for jungle, but that's alright. Okay. Alright, so then on my slow powers, I've got Scatter the Wind and Rain of Blood. I'll just use Rain of Blood here to get 3 fear. Gets me another fear card. I'm 1 away from Terra level 3, so if I can kill those 2 cities, I'll be in good shape. It'll be a challenge, but I think I can do it. And then I have Scatter to the Winds. So let's use that on land number 4, so I can push these 2 guys. I'll push 1 into land 5, and 1. Actually, might use it on 2 instead, because I can push 2 over to 6, and then, yeah. So I'll do that. So I'll push the guy from 2 over to land number 6. And I think that'll set up next turn for a Violent Windstorm a little bit better. So that's that. I'm going back to growth. I am reclaiming once more. Get 1 energy for that. I don't think I need another major. I'm gonna have 7 energy this turn. Yeah, let's get a minor, and I'll probably get a second major next turn. So I've got Land of Haunts and Embers, Gnawing Root Biters, Gift of Power, and Gift of Living Energy. So none of those are great, really. So I think I'll just take Gift of Living Energy. The energy is not bad. And then I've got 4 card plays, which is nice. I might be able to hit the highest level of Violent Windstorms now. So let's go to So, Power Storm, Tempest of Leaves and Branches, do that combo again. I'll do Purifying Flame once more. I think I've got the energy for that. And then a free power with air. So let's go Rain of Blood, just to make sure that I get to the next Terra level. Okay. And I think I should win this turn. No events, so nothing to muck that up. It's a little more deterministic. Now let's go with my 3 energy here. 2 to Tempest, and 1 to Purifying Flame, and get this going. So, first I'm doing fast powers. I have Power Storm, so I'm going to gain 3 energy. And I may repeat, since I have the kicker, up to 3 power cards this turn, which is all my other 3. So I will do that. I will repeat Tempest of Leaves and Branches and Purifying Flame. And then I'm all set. So let's go with Tempest of Leaves and Branches with the repeat. I'm going to do that here. So it's 2 damage to up to 5 different invaders. So that will kill all of the explorers. Kill both towns, which is 2 fear. And do 2 damage to each of the cities. It's pretty strong. Actually, might not be able to do that because it's 5 different invaders. There were 6 things there, 2 towns. There were 7 things there. So let's keep the 2 invaders. So, because I did 5 damage to the 2 towns, 2 cities. Yeah, there we go. So I can't damage everything. There was too much stuff in that land, but that is okay. Okay. Then I think that's it. My other powers are slow. So let's go to the fear phase. And my fear card here is Fear of the Unseen. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land with a presence. So that's okay. Let's do this guy then. And then Invader phase. So they will ravage sands. Sands are both empty, so that's fine. They will build in wetlands. They will get a town. And then they'll explore mountains and wetlands. Those mountains keep coming up. Let's trade these out for a 3-er. Never got jungle this game. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so that's that. Go to slow powers. So let's do Purifying Flame first. I can repeat it, so I'll remove this blight and this blight. May as well. Clean up the board a little bit. And then I've got Rain of Blood. So that'll push me into Terror level 3. So let's do, it's 6 fear because I'm repeating it. I can do it here. So 1, 4, and then that'll be 6. Okay. And then I've got my innate Violent Windstorms. I have 3 sun and 5 air, so I'm hitting the highest level. I'm going to target this land. So I can push up to, well, 3 of these guys. I'll push them over here. Gets me a fear. And then for each invader pushed by this power, 1 damage in the land it was pushed to. So I push 3, so I can do 3 damage. And I'll just kill those explorers. Then I do 4 damage in the target land, which will kill these 2 cities. Gets me yet another fear card. And those guys. I'm in Terror level 3 now, and there are no cities on the board, so I win. So this was my first game with Sun-Bright Whirlwind, and I liked it. And I completely realized that I ignored the special rule, a stiff wind at their backs. So after you add presence during growth, push up to 1 explorer or Dahan from that land. That would have been nice. That would have made this game a little bit easier, I think, so I don't know why I completely glossed over that. But hopefully you still got to experience the special powers and the innate power, which is very cool for Sun-Bright Whirlwind, even though somehow I forgot about the special rule. But I will remember that next time I play this spirit. So, let me go ahead and score this up. Oh yeah. So this was a 51-point game. Hopefully you enjoyed this, everyone. But I will be back next week with another spirit. If you want to post in the comments which spirit you would like me to play next time, I will go ahead and do so. I'll take your votes into consideration. Our choices are Rising Heat of Stone and Sand, Fathomless Mud of the Swamp, it looks fun, Eyes Watch from the Trees, and Devouring Teeth Lurk Underfoot. And I promise that I will remember the special rules for those spirits. Funny thing, this is low complexity, but still forgot the special rule there. So, But hopefully you enjoyed this. If so, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone next week.